Hello, my name is Jessica. Today I'm going to share with you how I organize my math units. Hello, my name is Jessica, and today I'm going to share with you how I organize my math units. Creating units can be a big undertaking and often seems very overwhelming. Take it from someone who often bites off more than she can chew. It doesn't have to be this overwhelming. I try to organize as I do a unit. So as I plan a unit, I gather everything and I keep it all in a folder and start organizing it that way. When you do it one unit at a time, then it's done before you know it and it's not as overwhelming as it seems at the start. I keep all of my paperwork together in a big binder. This is actually my math binder that you see in the photo. This puts everything at my fingertips just like a math textbook would. However, I can take things out, move them around, and replace things as needed. I separate each unit by a title page, which you see in orange, just covered with a page protector so that it sticks out a little bit and is easier to find. All the worksheets are kept in the binder with the appropriate lessons. I also keep any printouts that I got from Pinterest or online or anywhere else as well. This way I can refer back to them if I forget what my inspiration was for a particular activity. This is what I include in the binder for each unit. The lesson plans, obviously, and the worksheets, but I also keep my inspiration from anywhere that I can print it out from. I keep a list of the standards that are addressed by the unit, a list of supplies that I have that would be used with the unit, a chart outlining the lessons and the time frame for the unit, assessments that I use, and any additional activities that I didn't include in the unit. I often find activities that I really like but don't fit into my unit for one reason or another, and I just can't let myself part with them. I use these for the students that need extra practice with the skills beyond the unit that I've done. It's very important to keep a list of the supplies. This way you don't create or buy anything that you already have. And before I started organizing my units this way, I was constantly remaking things because I forgot I had them or they were too hard to find. And I always create the outline of the lessons in the time frame because it helps me to pace myself with my unit, and once I have them all done, I use them to pace myself across the school year. This is how I keep all of my manipulatives together. I teach kindergarten, so I have lots of little things all over the place. I take whatever supplies that I used for a particular unit and I put them in a large Ziploc bag. This is for anything that will not fit into the binder. Books, manipulatives, flashcards, anything like that. The Ziploc bag then gets labeled with the name of the unit, and I usually put math on it because I do units for most of my subjects, not just math. So once all of the supplies are in a Ziploc bag, any that will fit, as you can see, the large clock did not fit, I then put them in a Rubbermaid container, which is the blue container that you see. And this is my strictly math container. I don't put any other supplies from any other subject areas in this. Sometimes I have supplies that are appropriate for more than one unit throughout the year. For example, I have a container of counters and manipulatives that I use for my sorting unit, but I also use it for my patterns unit, and I can use it for my counting units. These I either store separately in the container that you see, or if I use them constantly throughout the year, I will store them somewhere in the classroom, usually on a shelf where they're easily accessible. I try not to store all of my supplies in my classroom for several reasons. First, I don't have very much storage space in my classroom, and two, when the students see them in my classroom, they want to play with them, and then they get lost, and then I can't find them, and that does nothing to help me find them for the next year. There's another way that I also organize using technology. I type all of my lesson plans for my unit, which is not a necessity. but for me, it just makes it easier to read what I have. So as I save them, I organize them on my computer. If I download worksheets or ideas for each lesson, then I include these in the file with the unit. Often I have worksheets that aren't computer-based, though, that I didn't get from the internet and just came with whatever book I got. For these, I use an app called TinyScan to turn them into PDF files, which I then save with the unit file. I do this for several reasons. I really love having the binders, and for planning when I'm at school, those are fantastic. I can just pull them off the shelf and I can plan right from it. However, I don't always plan when I'm at school. Sometimes I plan from home, and bringing that rather large binder home with me just isn't convenient. So then I can use my files from the computer. This is why this works for me. First of all, I love binders. So anytime I can use a binder, I'm happy. Secondly, the binders keep the papers neatly organized. I've always had trouble with file folders. The papers bend, fold, they never quite fit the right way. Plus, some of my units have quite a few papers and didn't really fit well into the folders. When all of my papers are organized, I just feel better. I store all the supplies in a container because I've spent far too much time looking all over my classroom for supplies that are needed. Keeping everything for one unit in one bag in a container makes it really easy for me to just grab when I'm ready to use it. I can just grab the bag, put it out, leave it out until I'm done, throw everything back in it as I'm done using it, and then it's easy to just put away. Even with my units written, I still have the flexibility to make changes. In fact, I find that working from units leaves me with more flexibility to change the activities that I use. I do not feel tied to the book. Often what I will do is, as I complete activities that I've planned for each unit, I will make notes at the bottom of the lesson plans page for next year. Sometimes I will make the changes right in my unit before I save it for the following year. Other times I just leave it as notes and make the changes as I'm doing my planning next year. I'm well aware that each person organizes differently, but by sharing with you what I do and why it works for me, I hope that you can at least gain some inspiration for organizing your own math units. Thank you.